All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You know how we do things around here. We take an idea, a concept, something that maybe we think we've got all figured out, and we just dig in. Today, we're tackling something that feels pretty fundamental, giving your best shot. Seems simple, right?
Yeah, at first glance, you try hard, you put in the effort.
Yeah.
End of story.
Exactly. But the source material we're looking at this time around takes a different approach.
Yeah.
It goes deeper, argues that this idea, giving your best possible shot, it should really be a guiding principle for pretty much every aspect of life, not just the big stuff.
And that's where things get interesting. See, most people think, okay, big game, huge presentation, life or death surgery. Yeah, I better bring my A game. But paying bills, answering emails, even just like choosing what's for dinner.
You're saying those things matter too.
Absolutely. This excerpt is all about consistency, about the power of making those small everyday efforts because they add up. They form habits, build skills, and ultimately shape who we become.
Okay, I'm starting to see where this is going, and I'm just going to be honest here, sometimes I struggle with this whole giving it my all thing.
Oh, how come?
Self-doubt, mostly. I get in my own head. I start thinking, what's the point? Or I worry about failing. It can be paralyzing. So how have you dealt with that kind of thing?
You know, for a long time, I was the same way. All about results, the big wins. But there was this one project I worked on early in my career. Total disaster. I thought I'd poured everything into it, but it just flopped.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it was rough. For a while, I felt nothing but regret. Like, what if I'd done this differently or tried that? But looking back, that whole experience was a wake-up call. I realized I'd been so focused on the outcome, on avoiding failure, that I hadn't really been present in the process.
So you weren't actually giving it your best.
Not really, no. Not the way that truly matters. That's when I made a shift. I started focusing on the process, on giving my best effort in each moment, regardless of the outcome. It was a game changer, honestly.
So it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Exactly. And the amazing thing is when you shift your focus like that, the results tend to follow. It's like, imagine you're building this incredible mosaic.
Okay, I'm listening.
Each tiny tile on its own might not seem like much, right? But placed with care, with attention, all those individual pieces create this stunning work of art. Our lives are kind of the same way. Those small, seemingly insignificant actions, the moments where we choose to focus, to persevere, to learn even when we're struggling, those are the tiles that make up the bigger picture.
Powerful imagery. I love that. But what about those inner obstacles? Like we were talking about self-doubt, fear of failure, all those negative thoughts that can sabotage our efforts. How do we overcome those and actually start giving our best?
Oh, believe me, I get it. Those inner critics, they can be brutal. But here's the thing. A lot of that negativity stems from what's called a fixed mindset, the belief that our abilities are set in stone, that we can't really change or improve.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so the key is to cultivate a growth mindset. See challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to learn and get better. For me, one of the most helpful things has been reframing those negative thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't do this, I ask myself, what can I learn from this situation?
So it's not about avoiding mistakes. It's about embracing them as part of the process.
Exactly. Even if I fall short, even if things don't go as planned, I know I'm growing, I'm evolving.
That ties in nicely with what you were saying about that early career setback, right? It might have felt like a failure in the moment, but it ultimately helped you evolve and find a better approach.
Absolutely. And that's what this whole philosophy is about. It's not about being perfect. It's about learning from every experience, good or bad. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect journey of becoming the best version of ourselves.
This has been incredibly insightful. So much to think about. So for our listeners out there, what's one small concrete action they can take today to start living this best possible shot philosophy?
That's a good question. I'd say choose one thing, one small task or activity, and approach it with complete focus and intention. It could be anything, really. Answering an email, cooking dinner, maybe even just, listening to a podcast.
I like where you're going with this.
The key is to be fully present in that moment and give it your undivided attention. You might be surprised how much satisfaction and even joy you can find in simply giving that one small thing your absolute best shot. Who knows, it might just inspire you to keep going.
Great advice to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. And until next time, keep striving for excellence in everything you do. You never know where it might lead you.
I couldn't have said it better myself.